This is my final presentation. My strategy area that was selected for me is English language learners, and my content area is science. I got this strategy off of www.eduplace.com. You can find it there as well. So the name of my strategy is the describing wheel. So how you would be able to incorporate this into your classroom would be by a 5-step process. This can also be used in social studies, English, any other content area that you see fit. So the first step would be to find a group of words that are easily related to categories such as physical appearance, specific examples, and anything you can think of that would help the student better understand the topic or word. Then you will write a list of words on the board that relate either to a specific story or to a vocabulary list. In this case, it should be correlated to a scientific topic because that is the content area that I am using. Some examples you could use for a science classroom would be planets, plants, insects, animals, along with a wide variety of other things. For the third step, you would assign a particular word to each student. When you do this, make sure that the students understand the process of the describing wheel and how to do it individually, maybe with a little bit of help from the teacher. For the fourth step, after each student fills out the diagram, allow them to share their papers and explain what they have written on them with their peers. Now, this can either be done in small groups, such as like table groups, anywhere from 3 to 4 kids, or it can be in partners. I know one thing that I read about English language learners is that they have a hard time sharing in front of everybody, so maybe this would be easier for partners where they only have to share with 1, maybe 3 people. They might be more comfortable and feel safer in that environment. Then the last step would be later you would incorporate this discussion into a class discussion later and define each vocab word independently. So some strengths of the strategy, I kind of already named a few, but this strategy is beneficial not only in English language learners strategy area, but also in vocabulary, which is actually kind of the main focus. This will allow them to visually connect different words together. There's multiple different types of learning styles, such as linguistic, visual, audio, kinesthetic, and this one particularly goes for visual students. This will, by using a specific word and correlating colors, sights, examples, maybe other senses such as smells, it helps the students to establish a better understanding of the word shown in the middle circle. This is a fun and engaging form of vocabulary assignment that is friendly for English language learners and people who use English as a second language. So an example of what it would look like is here you'll see on the other side of the screen, it has a circle with other sections, maybe pie-looking sections with a big circle in the middle saying topic. The students would use this circle to fill in their sights, their smells, their examples correlated with the topic in the middle. So an example that I would use that would be used in a elementary level classroom would be maybe plants. So you could go and say on one circle you could say colors. So you would ask them what colors are plants, and you're going to get a wide variety of them because there's so many different kinds of plants. So you could put pink, you could put blue, you could put green, which they would say what part's usually green. If you wanted to go into a further in-depth understanding of colors, and they'd say the stem and the leaves and that part of the plant. You could also say examples such as tulips, sunflowers, daisies, and they could draw those out and show you what they look like. That's another great visual, and it also recognizes their experiences in the real world. They've probably seen those plants before, maybe either at their homes, maybe out in public. You never know, but that helps correlate real life experiences in as well. So there's multiple things they can fill. The 5 senses are always a great way to start. And they can go around the circle until they fill it in, until they feel like they have a full understanding of what the word means. So a rationale of why this particular example fits, I would say, particularly I found where it correlates to the TEKS. So it would be in section 3, it says developing and sustaining foundational language skills, listening, speaking, reading, writing, thinking, vocabulary. The student uses newly acquired vocabulary expressively. The student is expected to. And then I found these 2 bullet points that were recognized through this assignment. It says use illustrations and text the student is able to read or hear to learn or clarify word meanings. And then the second bullet point would be identify and use words that name actions, directions, positions, sequences, categories, such as shapes, colors, and textures, and locations. So in that last bullet point, those are the things that they fill into the circle. But this particular assignment is reasonable to use in the classroom because it incorporates vocabulary in a wide variety. It helps the students to understand what the word particularly means, and then secondly, because it allows them to think of their real world experiences, to put in tulips or things that they've experienced in the world, either at their home or in public or at a museum maybe they visited. And then shapes, so like what shape is a tulip, what shape is a sunflower. Like they could say sunflowers have many triangles going around the outside of it. It's just this allows them to use things that they already know prior to these vocabulary words and to relate to them to things maybe they didn't know about the word, or maybe that they learned from their peers when they were sharing about the words. Thank you for listening. That was my assignment on describing wills and how you can incorporate them in an English language learner classroom while talking about the science content area. Thank you.